Hey you, welcome back. My name is Yubi. I'm your astro-friendly Latina therapist, and this is Tarot My Becoming. I wanted to do something different for this Mercury retrograde, and so I've decided to change the timeless message from the afternoon lunch hour to the morning, just to get out of the way. Morning message. So that's one change. Two, I didn't tell the other signs, but the other elements, if you're following along, you know that the mid-month readings are coming out. So those will be coming out around lunchtime for this week. But today's message, I wanted to tap into the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. Today I'm recording this on November 9th, the start of retrograde. So I just thought it would be nice for me to do the elements for advice on where you are and what to do during this time, and or how the retrograde is impacting you. And so I wanted to start off and so this is for the water signs. Now, with that said, my intention is for these messages to go to each element as a rising sign. So water signs today, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, if you have any of those as your rising sign. That's my intention. However, if the title of this message brought you here, then that means something is in here for you. Don't make it fit. These are general readings. But I'm also being open to that as well, because you never know, right? But my intention is for the rising signs, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio. So if Cancer, for you, you have Sagittarius, Cancer, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. In the sixth house of the day-to-day routines, your wellness, your organization. And so how are you communicating what needs to get done? How are you communicating your things about your well-being and or not communicating? And Cancer, you're very nurturing, right? And so it's asking you to really think about how you are nurturing that communication, or the people that you're connected to with work, home life, your routine, the people you take care of, right? Anything regarding like family matters. So being mindful that there's no miscommunication with that. Scorpio. So for you, Scorpio, Sagittarius is in your second house of money and finances, on material possessions. This could also be work. It could also be the things you value, so things of worth. And so with the Mercury retrograde, we're talking about communication around these types of topics, right? And so how are you communicating around these resources with the people around you? Are there any concerns around worth? Are there any concerns around finances and your self-worth, or how you're communicating and or expressing, right, the money or the resources that you have or don't have with the people around you? And that could also include a sense of power, social power, because that's a valuable resource, something that you can gain, right? Something of worth and value. So yeah, because you're Scorpio, it's all about intensity, right? Being careful about the intensity of these conversations, and also secrecy, because Scorpio is about secrets. So kind of just keeping all of that in mind, like what are you sharing, what are you not sharing, what are you holding back from sharing, why, things of that sort. Pisces, for you, Pisces, Sagittarius is in your, where are you? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the 10th house of career, in the 10th house of work, your whatever you're putting out into the universe, whatever work is also the house of father, stereotypically speaking. In other words, a provider, right? But it's also about your reputation. And so Pisces, with this particular position of Sagittarius in your 10th house, and it's about communication, right? The retrograde. Kind of being careful about how you're communicating at work about work stuff. So work relationships, right? How are you communicating about your desires with work, your pursuits in work, your reputation, right? So how is your communication impacting your reputation? How is your communication impacting your projects? How is your communication at work impacting your ability to provide, right? And or like provide for yourself and or for a family. And I want to also preface all of this with water signs with regards to emotions, how emotions can impact how you communicate. It can be incredibly overwhelming to where you shut down, or you can like go the opposite way and like talk up a storm, right? Like, because so much emotion is getting evoked that it needs to come out. And so it could be like either holding back, getting caught up in it. And because you're water, right? The element is water. You can easily get lost in other people's emotions, right? And how other people are communicating if they're communicating with emotion. So just be aware of that, right? In terms of how this Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius may affect you. So let's jump into the reading. I like to encourage you to stay at the end because I might share some videos around my trip that I took. I'm just so in love with Lake Tahoe. It's such an easier drive compared to when I would drive to Big Bear. I think hasta creo que voy a poder manejar in the snow. I think I can drive in the snow in Tahoe because it's flatter. It's not steep. Like, I went to Big Bear 2 different ways. One way was really long and then the other way was super steep in the snow. I remember being so scared, but I had to because of work. But I'm excited about Lake Tahoe. I want to go in the snow in the winter time. Oh, there's the first card for you. Connection, and it's water energy. Look at that. Making time for connection, water signs. And maybe it's connection to your emotions, right? Maybe it's connection to life, right? I mean, water is life. Oof, unity. Look at this one. He's got the whole world in his hands. That was a Girl Scout right here. I was a Girl Scout of brownies. I was brownies, and then I was a junior, the green one, and that's where I learned that song. Got the whole world in our hands. You got the whole world. Ooh, fragments. Ooh, that's intense. Oh, what's going on? Water signs. Oh, some type of change in perspective. I was gonna say death and rebirth. There's some type of change in perspective. It's how you're looking at the situation. Look. Wow. Okay, let's see what the story is for you all. Water signs, connection, unity, and fragments. Yeah, like fragments. Whenever I say fragments, there's definitely, I mean, I thought of Salvador Dali because that card came out this past weekend when I did the Salvador Dali reading, and how eccentric Dali is, and the intensity, right? The intensity behind his work. But the way, the order that it's in, fragments, it's like pulling yourself apart in different ways. Water signs. I mean, you can get caught up and being pulled in different directions. Connection, unity, and fragments. Oof. And look at how opposing it is. Look at this. Sorry for my cussing, but it's just I get so excited. Connection, together, and then apart. Connection, and then apart. So there's something about coming together and then coming apart, right? Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm excited. Let's see. Water signs. Oof. Ace of Rods. Okay, accepting an idea from the universe, a gift from the universe, some type of passion, some type of desire, and accepting it. You're being offered an opportunity, water signs, for connection. Yeah. Seven of Swords. You're on top of the mountain here. You're having to stand your ground. You're having to fight for what you want. And so maybe, and it's connection. It's connection with other people. It's how you're communicating. It's how you're connecting. He looks worried. He looks like it's, I mean, usually this is an intense card because you're having to stand your ground, but look at his expression. Like, there's even more grief, like worry about, like, will I be able to overcome this? I don't know if you're having to overcome a connection to go towards your Ace of Rods. Because look, even the way I position it, it looks like he's looking back up at this opportunity, wanting to take that opportunity, but like feeling like there's something that he's having to do. One more, please, for connection. Water signs, Mercury retrograde. Connection. I mean, I wonder if you're trying to connect to source, right? Water, life. You're trying to connect with source. You're trying to connect with your passions. Yeah, the Empress energy, right? Empress energy. There's water energy here. The Empress is nurturance, and Empress is Cancer energy too, like divine feminine energy. So there's definitely something about wanting to connect back to earth, wanting to connect back to your heart, wanting to connect back to feeling grounded and stable and not in this place, for sure, of like fighting and arguing. Water signs. Yeah, I mean, look, there's moon energy here. There's earth energy here. Okay, let's do unity. 3 for unity. So that's, I mean, past, present, future. Doesn't have to be. Oh, there's sadness. Grief. I mean, the 5 of Cups is usually sadness. It's usually grief. What happened? I mean, it's under unity, but there's sadness. Could be sadness around some type of partnership, maybe some type of connection. But he doesn't realize that he still has 2 cups to work with. This one, interestingly enough, the 5 of Cups usually has a bridge in the background. This one doesn't. So it's almost like there's no way to go back, because even the cups are on that side. Like there's almost like a missed opportunity or a missed chance for unity, for connection, or not sure. Ugh, I need 2 more, please. Water signs, what's going on? Pentacles, look at that. 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands, and then 7 of Pentacles. 7 of Pentacles is like you're watching what you worked on come to fruition. Like you're waiting for the seeds to grow. Like he's waiting for his pentacles to come in. He's done some work. He's looking at the work that he's done in the past. These are right next to each other. 7 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles. Like he's looking back at the fighting, at the arguing and the work, and maybe even at that Ace of Rods that he might have taken. But there's sadness too. There's sadness around maybe a loss of unity, a loss of connection. Maybe the walking away of this made him sad, right? Because there's connection in the first one. It's just a different type of connection. Like there's arguing, and then there's grief over some type of unity. If you look, there's light and dark in this. There's light and then the darkness here, right behind the sun, and then like the darkness here. And I mean, let's do one more. Let's see. I need more information, please. Oh, 5 of Swords. There's some type of sneakiness. There's some type of communication. I wonder if it has to do with how that argument went, or there's something that's not. Look at that. Look at this. 5. Something wasn't said, or something was said in a way that was hurtful. Look, or something will be said. 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, and then there's just like an illusion shoot. There's also this feeling of illusion of like, there's something about the past. All three of these guys are looking at the past. They're looking at the past. They're looking at the connections that they've had. They're looking. So again, this revisiting, right? Of an idea of collaboration, of arguing, of conflicts, of maybe having felt grounded before, having felt connected before, connected to earth, connected to water, connected to your feelings, and then a loss. There's some type of loss. There's some type of deceit. There's some type of like sadness. Oh, 5, another 5. For fragments, 5 of Wands is often practice energy, practicing conflict. It's like the conflict that was occurring before of trying to stand your ground. No te salió. Like it didn't turn out like you had wanted it. There's disappointment with how something happened. And so there's this element of having to take things apart and practice. This is practice energy, practice conflict, practice, right? Like, let's see, 2 more please for fragments. Water signs, this is interesting. I'm trying to get this is a cycle. This is a cycle that needed to end. This is a cycle that is needing to end because this is future energy. This is portal energy. This is the world. This is like everything coming like full circle. Full circle. 1 more, please. Queen of Pentacles. There's something... 5 of Wands. Practicing energy. You're practicing. I mean, you start off with the Ace of Rods. An idea. A desire. A passion. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, goodness. Excuse me. Excuse me. You start off with this one and then you end with the Queen of Pentacles looking forward. So there's something about having grounded your idea, but it being a challenge, experiencing some loss, experiencing, you're either going through some type of disconnection to get to where you want to go. That's like the best way that I can say it, because there's grief and loss. There's like issues with communication, like a lot of issues with communication, right? When you have the 7 of Wands, conflict, standing your ground, the 5 of Swords, again, how you're communicating information, right? And then there's the practice energy of fighting, an actual practicing of fighting, of arguing. So there's something that is needing to end. There's a cycle that's needing to end. And so that means, right, whatever was connected is now in fragments, but it needed to come into it's almost like it's a lot of pieces, but it needed closure. Like that's what it feels like it needed closure. Like but there's closure, and then there's peace. There's groundedness with the Queen of Pentacles. There's your like if you were to go across, you have the Ace of Rods, the 7 of Pentacles, and then the Queen of Pentacles. So this idea, whatever idea that you're getting from the universe, right? You're grounding it, and you're going to be successful. You're just having to go through this major transformation, this major closing of a cycle. Yeah, there's this like wherever you are in connect, like yeah. Let's get advice. This is a lot, dude. Okay. Let's shuffle. Let's shuffle 3. Yeah, I mean, to get from the Empress to the Queen of Pentacles, you have the 5 of Swords in between. So there's just something about how some type of communication is going down or will go down, because that's in your present. And so 3 cards of advice. I mean, okay, let's bring this back, Yubes. Mercury retrograde, Sagittarius, right? Belief systems. Sagittarius is about belief systems, philosophies of life. But for each of you, right, it's in a different part of your life. It's in finances, it's in work, it's in your day-to-day routine, right? Those were the 3 areas. Yeah, finances, work, and day-to-day routines, right? And this is clearly about interactions with others. It's clearly about your finances, right? It's clearly about emotions. Like there's emotions here. Let's get some advice for my water signs. 3 cards of advice, please. Water signs, Mercury retrograde. Page of Swords. Yeah, starting from the beginning with communication, right? With an idea, with a message. Start with one message. It's one sword at a time. One thought, one idea, right? I mean, you can easily get overwhelmed, water signs. So just start with one idea. Yeah, look, the Empress again. So the Empress is very nurturing energy. It's very grounded energy. The Empress like can bring her things to fruition, right? And so it's taking your time with your communication, slowing down with your communication, right? Knowing that there's a knowing, like the Empress and the High Priestess for me are very like, it's like the High Priestess is like spiritual, the Empress is earth. So like every time I see them, like I always feel like there's like a connection. But you have the Empress twice, you have 3 twice. So embracing the Empress energy, right? Embracing earth energy, embracing, yeah, Queen of Swords. Page of Swords to the Queen of Swords. So it's one thing at a time, earth energy, one step at a time, to be able to be discerning, to be able to know how to navigate these communications. And this is swords. And so the advice is, right, that practice energy in the fragment section. It's practicing your communication one step at a time, one message at a time, right? So that you're not overwhelmed. And that you can navigate these relationships in these areas of your life with more discernment, right? So that it's not being with intensity, right? Like sword energy. The Queen of Swords is very like, I don't want to say stoic. She has her hand out. So there's an element of like feminine energy, but even as an air sign, like air signs are masculine energy. So it's almost like having to embrace. And water signs are very feminine energy in the sense of like the expression, the ability to tap into emotions and intuition with more ease. But air is more like neutral, very like aloof, very, not always aloof, but like more like there's more the ability to be more stoic, more like even keel, like just cruising one at a time. So it's the advice is to step back from the emotions, right? One message at a time, staying grounded, right? So that you're not emotionally all over the place or emotionally intense or emotionally impacted, but just staying grounded and being discerning, right, is the advice. Yeah. Let's do one of these oracle cards. I hope that's making sense. I mean, for me, it makes sense. I'm so, that fragments card is like, it's calling my name. Shoot, I might read it for you. I didn't do that for the other signs. Let's pick one. Okay. Space. Space. Makes sense, right? Space, I mean, water signs, you can get very much enmeshed. Like the boundaries can get really blurred for water signs. So space makes sense. But let's see what the earth and the spiritual meanings say. Space. Okay. Give yourself or someone else the space to heal, think, create, or contemplate. Hold space as a gentle, non-judgmental, and supportive presence. Nothing needs to happen instantly. Pull back, trust, and respect the boundaries and processes of others. Pushing for a result will not get you what you want in the long term. Choose your destiny and let others choose theirs. Spiritual meaning. Across space and time, multidimensional worlds exist beyond human concepts of love, hate, right, and wrong. Bliss, creativity, and infinite peace are tucked away in the hidden dimensions of our souls, where all is possible and all are welcome. Childlike innocence, curiosity, and a little daydreaming are all it takes to reach these worlds. Close your eyes and be there. I'm going to read you that fragments card. It's tugging at me. It's tugging at me. Because I want to see how it's connected to the storyline, how this ended. So earthly message. A past or hidden event influences a current situation. That makes sense, right? The fives. The 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords. A past or hidden event influences a current situation. Trust issues due to secrecy or deception. A childhood ordeal is brought into the light. Reflect on and draw your own meaning from it. Hold your broken self or another in a loving orbit until it is strong and beautiful once more. There are parts of yourself you are yet to realize. Take your time getting to know someone. Spiritual meaning. Beyond your thoughts, there is the mirror of infinity. It is a clear space through which you will see your true reflection. Here you can see your whole self, your shadows, and your light. See that you are beautiful. You have nothing to prove, nothing to hide. You are blessed and held in the loving field of the Divine Mother, right? Empress energy. Yeah. Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, this is for you. Wow. Hit the like button if this makes sense. Let me know in the comment section what resonated and what did not resonate for you. I'm curious to know. Yeah. And stick around. Hopefully I did add some videos or a video or two about my trip, but I hope this was helpful during Mercury retrograde, or if this message, the title just called you and this makes sense for you. Like, I really hope this was helpful. Thanks for joining me. We'll see you next time.